Friends, welcome back to our lecture series on common human diseases and disorders. We have already considered few points regarding hypertension, that is nothing but blood pressure, definition and causes, symptoms, then diagnosis, preventive measure and treatment. We'll revise points in the today's lecture also, which are covered in my yesterday's class lecture. What is hypertension? Definition which is given by the book C.C. Chatterjee, Human Physiology, is hypertension or blood pressure is the pressure exerted by blood on vessel wall while flowing through it. Hypertension or blood pressure is the lateral pressure exerted by blood on vessel walls while flowing through it. Lateral pressure means pressure which is perpendicular to the direction of the blood flow. Means suppose blood is flowing through the vessel just like that of the pipe, and on the walls the pressure is exerted, means direction of the blood flow and direction of the pressure, these are exactly opposite to each other. Now we'll consider the next point, that is nothing but the normal range of blood pressure, which is 80 to 120 mm of Hg. 80 mm to 120 mm of Hg, mercury column. 120, that is the highest value of the blood pressure, whereas 80 is the lowest value. Highest value of blood pressure is considered as systolic value. Systolic value means when heart contract, at that time the total volume of blood, that is 5 to 6 liter per person, which is 1 upon 11th of the body weight. Total body weight means suppose 55 kg is the weight of the individual, then amount of blood present in that particular person is 5 liter. Or if 66 is the weight of the individual, then 6 liter is the volume of the blood present. At the time of the contraction of the heart, maximum amount of blood is ejected in the vessels, and on the wall of the artery the maximum pressure is exerted while throwing or while flowing through the vessels, and that pressure which is exerted on vessel wall during contraction of the heart is maximum, and the value is called as systolic value of the blood pressure. We can remember it as CS, means contraction of the heart, and that results in giving higher value of the blood pressure, which is known as systolic value of blood pressure. And the lower value of blood pressure is known as a diastolic value, which is 80 mm of Hg maximum value, and if that value exceeds beyond 90 mm of Hg diastolic value of blood pressure, which is known as hypertension or blood pressure. If the upper value, that is systolic value of the blood pressure 120 mm of Hg, it goes up to 140 and above, then it is considered as high BP or hypertension. Then we'll consider the next point, that is causes of blood pressure. But before going into the detail of the blood pressure causes, it is considered that the blood pressure is caused by the various factors, because the body needs rest, 6 to 8 hours rest. Then also the value of blood pressure depends upon the posture of the body, means when individual is in erect position or lie down position or in the sitting position, accordingly value of BP will change. Maximum value is in erect position or standing condition, standing posture of the body, moderate during sitting posture, and when person or during the sleep hours the blood pressure value it is lower. It rises in response to the daytime, that is minimum value of blood will be there in the morning, and noon value or afternoon value of blood pressure will be more compared with the morning. That is the day hours, they also play important role in BP value. Beside that, the physical activity, during physical activity, mental stress, anxiety, tension, the value of BP it rises. Also, it is affected by the one of the cause, that is salt intake or the consumption of alcohol, smoking of the tobacco. Means if the person is addict of that particular thing, then also there is a change in the value of BP. Now we'll consider the next point, that is nothing but symptoms of hypertension. High BP, which is silent killer, it affects actually the vital organs such as brain, heart, also kidney, which are damaged due to high value of BP. Even within the eyeball, the internal bleeding takes place in the brain, eyeball, and that causes damage to our circulatory system and particular vital organ. And these symptoms of the hypertension which are not experienced by the person or patient without any symptom, and therefore usually it is difficult to find out the patient of the hypertension. Long term hypertension can lead to complications. What are the complications of the hypertension? That is related with the particular value of the blood pressure, and also the amount of the fats which are there in the blood vessel, that results in the arteriosclerosis, that is deposition of the fatty material on the inner lining of the blood vessel, and that which is results in the reducing the diameter of the vessel and narrowing of this blood vessel, form or the forming plaques, form actually the barrier in the process of the circulation, which is one of the reason of the hypertension that causes or results in the heart stroke, or we can detect the plaques with the help of the angiography and then angioplasty, which is done in the particular patient. It also affects the flowing of the blood, and kidney damage, leg damage, then leading to potential heart attack, kidney failure, or amputation, which are the result, or it leads to multi organ failure, just like this. Then the next point, that is nothing but the diagnosis and test for hypertension. A particular instrument which is used for measuring blood pressure is known as a sphygmomanometer, with the help of which we can find out the value of the BP, that is systolic and diastolic value of the BP, and blood pressure is measured, and we can particular diagnosis can be given by the doctor whether the person is hypertensive or not, and for that at a particular time during the day the pressure is measured. Other tests which also help to identify the causes are urine test, that is urine analysis, then kidney ultrasound imaging, electrocardiogram, that is ECG, and echocardiography, which are useful for detection of the or diagnosis of the hypertension, and 2D echo. These are all for diagnostic purposes. Tests are carried out in the particular patient. Here we must remember that preventive measures are important, what we term it as the prophylaxis, because prevention is better than cure. एखादा आजार होऊ नये म्हणून मग आपण काय गोष्टी करायला पाहिजेत हे दिलेलं आहे. तर ते प्रिव्हेंट करण्यासाठी हायपरटेन्शनच्या कंडिशन लाईफस्टाईल चेंजेस जे आहेत ते आपल्यासाठी महत्त्वाचे असतात. म्हणजे एक पर्टिक्युलर पर्सन जे आहे त्याची लाईफस्टाईल से फॉर एक्झाम्पल सिडेंटरी आहे, म्हणजे बैठी जीवनशैली आहे, तर मग त्याच्यामध्ये त्याची लाईफस्टाईल जी आहे ती चेंज करणं हे प्रिव्हेंटिव्ह मेजर होऊ शकते. किंवा रिडक्शन इन द सॉल्ट इनटेक, it is advisable by the doctor, that is 9 to 12 grams per day salt intake is recommended by doctor. It is advised to eat fish, that is the chief source of the protein and also omega 3 fatty acid. For vitamins and minerals we need to eat fruits and vegetables regularly. Daily physical exercise is essential so as to maintain the health, so as to reduce the weight of the person, and that includes aerobic, walking, jogging, cycling, swimming, or the particular yoga which is carried out, which help the person in reducing hypertension. Also the effective drug treatment for treatment of the blood pressure if it is detected. Then these drugs include diuretics, then beta blockers, calcium antagonists, angiotensin converting enzyme ACE inhibitors, and angiotensin receptor blockers. These are particularly the drugs used for the treatment of the hypertension. Thus with this will conclude the point, yesterday's point, that is hypertension, and then move to the next point, that is nothing but the diabetes. Everyone of every student knows the term diabetes, what it is actually. Diabetic condition means here type 2 type of diabetes is considered in your syllabus, and the diabetes which is mainly caused in case of the human being due to the high blood glucose level. The two hormones play important role in regulating the blood sugar level, and these two hormones are nothing but insulin and glucagon that maintain blood sugar level normal. Insulin is one of the hormones that lowers the blood glucose level by increasing permeability of the sugar or intake of the sugar of the membrane. That means when blood glucose level it goes high above normal range, that is above 140 milligram per 100 ml, then insulin is released by the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans from the pancreas, and these hormones or the insulin is responsible for increasing permeability of the cell membrane for the transportation of the glucose from blood into the cell. The excess of glucose which is there in the blood after digestion and absorption of the food material is transported into the cells, and in the muscle cells it is stored as the glycogen. And then when the blood sugar level is depleted or it comes below the normal range, then muscle glycogen and liver glycogen are converted into the glucose, for which role of the antagonistic hormone, that is exactly opposite role of the hormone is there, and name of the hormone is glucagon, which is important. This hormone glucagon, which is secreted by the alpha cells of the islets of the Langerhans from the pancreas is responsible for increasing blood sugar level. For the intake of the food material, two centers are located in the hypothalamus of the brain. One is a hunger center and another is satiety center. Hunger center means what we term it as भुकेचं केंद्र हायपोथॅलॅमसमध्ये असतं आणि सॅटायटी सेंटर म्हणजे आपण खाल्लं, अन्न पचलं, त्याचं डायजेशन होऊन ॲब्सॉर्प्शन झालं की ब्लड शुगर लेवल वाढली की सॅटायटी सेंटर सांगतं, तृप्ततेचं ढेकर देतं, ते सांगतं आता फूड इंटेक पुरेसा झालेला आहे. मग दोन्ही वेळेला कोणतं हार्मोन सिक्रेट करायचं हे मेसेजेस दिले जातात आणि त्याप्रमाणे ब्लड शुगर लेवल कमी करायचं असेल तर बीटा सेल्स इन्शुलिन सिक्रेट करतात. ब्लड शुगर लेवल जर कमी झाली आणि ती वाढवायची असेल तर त्याच्याबरोबर विरुद्ध म्हणजे अँटागोनिस्टिक हार्मोन ग्लुकागॉन हे सिक्रेट केलं जातं आणि मसलमधली आधी शुगर ब्लडमध्ये आणली जाते. तीही पुरणार नसेल तर लिव्हरमधली शुगर लिव्हर ग्लायकोजनच्या फॉर्ममध्ये आहे, ती ब्लडमध्ये ग्लुकागॉनच्या सहाय्याने कन्वर्ट होऊन ग्लुकोजमध्ये ब्लडमध्ये ती येते. तर हे नॉर्मल वेने ग्लुकोज मेटाबॉलिझम कसं चालते मी ते तुम्हाला सांगितलं. आता टाईप 2 प्रकारचा जो डायबिटीस आहे त्याच्यामध्ये इंडिव्हिज्युअल्स विच सफर फ्रॉम टाईप 2 डायबिटीस सिव्हिअर इन्शुलिन बट द इन्शुलिन इज नॉट ॲब्सॉर्ब ॲडक्वेटली, हेन्स ब्लड शुगर लेवल रायझेस कॉझिंग डायबिटीस. याच्यामध्ये इन्शुलिन असतं आणि हे इन्शुलिन ब्लड सेल्स घेत नाहीत, आपल्या परमियाबिलिटीमध्ये चेंज करत नाहीत आणि त्यामुळे ब्लड व्हेसलमध्ये जरी ग्लुकोज लेवल जास्त असली तरी ते ग्लुकोज ॲक्सेप्ट करण्याची परमिशन ह्या सेल मेम्ब्रेनला मिळत नाही आणि त्यामुळे सेल आतमध्ये उपाशी तडफडत आहेत आणि बाहेरून मात्र जास्त एनर्जी असणारा ग्लुकोजचा फ्लो हा ब्लड व्हेसलमध्ये चालू असतो. म्हणजे जसं पाण्याच्या एखाद्या प्रवाहाकडे किंवा नदीकडे तुम्हाला मी नेलं आणि तुम्हाला सांगितलं पाणी प्या, पण तुमचे हात बांधून ठेवले, तर तुम्ही ओंजळीने तरी पाणी पिऊ शकता का? किंवा बाटली घेऊन ती भरून पाणी पिऊ शकता का? तर नाही. तसंच काहीसं इथे होतं की इन्शुलिन ॲक्सेप्ट सेल मेम्ब्रेन करत नाहीत आणि त्यामुळे सेल मेम्ब्रेनची परमिएबिलिटी किंवा परमिशन ग्लुकोजला एंट्री करायला ब्लडमधनं सेलमधून मिळत नाही आणि मग ग्लुकोज लेवल ही कॉन्स्टंटली हाय मेंटेन केली जाते. म्हणून डायबिटीस इज ए लाईफ लाँग डिसीज दॅट ॲफेक्ट अवर बॉडी इन regulating blood glucose level in the blood. Individuals with insulin resistant diabetes often have a group of conditions including high blood glucose and extra fat around the waist, high BP, high cholesterol and triglyceride. Therefore, this diabetes is the root cause for several diseases. The bad fat level or cholesterol level, it increases by increasing the deposition of the fat in the waist region, or the extra fat is deposited around the waist. And ही जी ब्लड ग्लुकोज लेवल जी आहे ती हाय मेंटेन केल्यामुळे ऑर्गन वगैरे डॅमेज होतात, म्हणून ते एक प्रकारे मल्टी ऑर्गन फेल्युअरकडे डायबिटीसमुळे पर्सन जातो, त्याचं आयुष्य निम्म्याने कमी होतं. विच आर द सिम्टम्स फॉर द डायबिटीस? द थर्स्ट, हाय अमाऊंट ऑफ युरिनेशन, ब्लरी विजन, irritability, tiredness, numbness in the hands or feet, delay in wound healing, and hence sometimes it goes unnoticed. Here we'll consider the conditions such as frequent urination, thirst, blurry vision due to damage of the blood capillaries of the eye, and that result in the blurry vision. Then person becomes weak and tiredness, then numbness in the hands and feet, असं numbness येतो किंवा वुंड हिलिंगमध्ये वेळ लागतो. काही वेळेला तो ऑर्गन ते पर्टिक्युलर फिंगर आहे त्याचं ॲम्प्युटेशन पण करावं लागतं. Now regarding the diagnosis of this disease, how we can detect the diabetic condition by checking the blood sugar level, for which we'll have to take the 2 samples of the blood. One is the for fasting sugar and another for the PP. तर एक ब्लड सॅम्पल जे आहे ते आपल्याला एम्प्टी स्टमकमध्ये 8 तास साधारणपणे आपलं पोट रिकामं असेल असं, म्हणजे सकाळी उठल्या रात्रीच्या जेवणानंतर सकाळच्या आपल्या ब्रेकफास्टपर्यंत साधारणपणे 8 तास होतात. तर काही खाण्याच्या आधी म्हणून त्याला फास्टिंग प्लाझ्मा ग्लुकोज असं म्हणतात, ती रेकमेंड केली जाते. आणि मग फास्टिंग ब्लड ग्लुकोजसाठी ब्लड सॅम्पल हे कलेक्ट केलं जातं. मग प्लाझ्मा ग्लुकोज लेवल जी आहे ती साधारणपणे 80 to 100 मिलीग्रॅम्स पर 100 ml एवढी असणं ही एक्सपेक्टेड आहे. 80 ते 100 या रेंजमध्ये फास्टिंगची शुगर असणं आवश्यक आहे. द सेकंड शुगर ऑर द टेस्ट दॅट इज रेकमेंडेड 2 hours आफ्टर मील. म्हणजे आपण पूर्ण जेवण घेतलं की ब्लड सॅम्पल जेवणानंतर बरोबर 2 तासांनी ती ब्लड शुगर म्हणजे ब्लड जे आहे ते ब्लडमध्ये शुगर येते, अन्न डायजेस्ट होऊन त्याचं ॲब्सॉर्प्शन होऊन ते ब्लडमध्ये येण्यासाठी साधारणपणे 2 तासाचा कालावधी लागतो. आणि मग ते 2 तासांनी जेवणानंतर ते ब्लड सॅम्पल कलेक्ट केलं जातं. आणि इट इज रेकमेंडेड दॅट नॉर्मल व्हॅल्यू ऑफ द PP, that is postprandial plasma glucose, it should be 100 to 120 mg per ml. ही साधारणपणे त्याची व्हॅल्यू आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये 80 to 120 आपण असं म्हटलं तरी ±15 आपण कन्सिडर करतो. म्हणून 120 मिलीग्रॅम पर ml ही जी व्हॅल्यू आहे त्याच्यामध्ये 15 घातले की 135 होईल. आणि साधारणपणे 140 अँड अबाव sugar level is or plasma glucose level is considered to be diabetic condition after meal. Then another type of test which is taken, that is oral glucose tolerance test, and can also be employed to check blood glucose before and after 2 hours of administration of the glucose solution to check the sugar level. म्हणजे ह्याच्यामध्ये ग्लुकॉन C, ग्लुकॉन D हे साधारणपणे त्या व्यक्तीला द्यायच्या आधी आणि दिल्यानंतर 2 तासांनी डायरेक्ट ग्लुकोज दिला की 2 तासांनी त्याची शुगर लेवल चेक केली जाते. तर ह्या टेस्ट ज्या आहेत फास्टिंग आणि PPचं आणि ओरल ग्लुकोज टॉलरंट टेस्ट विच आर इम्पॉर्टंट फॉर द डायग्नोसिस ऑफ द डायबिटिक पर्सन. Now we'll consider the next point, that is preventive measure. What is preventive measure? Prevention means we can avoid the particular disease condition by taking precautions.